Hello. Hello, beautiful beings. I am so excited to be here with you today. If you're new here, welcome. Everyone's new. This is a new channel. And I have felt really called to be doing this for a while and have felt scared to do it. So the people who may want to watch my videos are people who would consider themselves cosmic beings, or people who are aware of our cosmic identity, that we are much bigger than our bodies. I am Casey. I work as a spiritual counselor in hospice and also have a side business that I'm working on. But this is something that I feel really called to do, show up on YouTube. I don't have a claim to fame, but I really want to show up in this way. So I thought the best way cards are a way that spirit speaks to me and is already speaking so clearly to you. And the message that I'm receiving is higher power. So this truth and trust that we are constantly, that's you, you're part of that. We are constantly being guided. You are never truly alone. Even when if you traveled to, I'm thinking about the show I used to watch, what's it called? Life Below Zero, which is about people who homestead out in the Arctic. And most of them are alone. I'm thinking about this one particular woman. Her name is Sue. If you've seen the show, you know exactly who Sue is. She lives like the most remote ever. And she goes many months without seeing a single soul. And even in those moments when she is out there close to the Arctic Circle, far from any human contact by choice, Sue is still never alone. And I feel like that's a theme that people are feeling right now. They feel alone or forgotten, or like the world is just not a safe place to be in anymore. And if you're like me or people that I'm talking to, this question about what the fuck's going on and what does it all mean and why am I here at this time? If you're on the path of you only live once, then it could feel really disheartening to look at your external environment and take in that information. So I think it's beautiful that this card came up, this higher power, which is a reminder that you and Sue and all of us are never truly alone. And if that makes you feel like, oh God, people are watching me, it's not like that. You are surrounded by angels, by your ancestors, by all the different versions of you that you've been in this life and all the lives that you've lived before. And if this is resonating with you, then you've probably lived a lot of lives, because only people who have lived a lot of lives and who are really feeling that connection to the higher power, to that interconnectedness that we all share, and really feeling drawn to it at this time, is not a mistake. It's not an accident, because so many people in our world right now are feeling alone. They're feeling disconnected. And if this is resonating with you, you're probably one of the people that I don't like that word, that has come here with a plan to raise the frequency and vibration of the planet. We are going through such a huge change right now. I mean, if you look I'm in America, so I don't know where you are watching this, but even if you're not in America, everybody's kind of seeing what's going on with us right now. And it is a shit show, okay? It's a shit show. And looking out and saying like, I don't think they care about me. I'm not sure that the government is really thinking about me, and maybe I should start thinking about myself. And then when you start thinking about yourself, maybe you look in your environment and you're like, ugh, I don't really like that either, or that doesn't really feel safe to me, or I don't really have the community that I'm looking for. And I think it all starts with this. And the sad part about the higher power is that some of you, when you hear that, are going to have these narratives attached to it, that it's whatever it is for you that may not be positive. Here in America, we have done a really good job of trying to colonize people. I don't know what other word to use. That's the word that's coming. To colonize people, to carry this message that many people are calling the salvation, and also that same message being used in a very divisive way. And we're seeing that played out on our stage because of our leadership right now. So can feel, if you're seeing this and you're seeing higher power and you feel something in yourself like touching a little bit or discomfort in any way, like that makes sense. That makes sense. And I want to invite you, when you're ready, to maybe come back to this place, this understanding of higher power, that it's not about, and well, maybe it is for you, but what I'm offering you here is something bigger than yourself, something bigger than all of us, but yet something that we all are, and that universal heartbeat, her heartbeat. We all have a heartbeat. We understand a heartbeat. We understand the innateness of it. And I feel like Spirit is leading me to say that right now is like, that's what it is. It's not about learning a teaching or following some sort of ritual or, believing a certain belief system or saying a certain prayer. Like, it may be those things for you. It is that for a lot of people. But if you're finding that you're not feeling rooted or grounded or really receiving what you need from the beliefs, the teachings, and all of that, or that there is still this lingering, for me, that's what it was. It was like there's this heartbeat, if you will, this vibration, if you will, this movement that I can feel, that I know I'm a part of, and I am a part of it. And I see it mirrored in every single person that I see. I think that's one of my abilities, that I am able to see the highest version of you. I can see the love and the light that's in you. And so many of us, it's not that people are bad. It's not that people are, it's not that people are bad. It's that light or that vibration, that universal sort of, we're all in this together, and I see you and you see me. Think about the energy that you see in communities like after Hurricane Helene, for instance, or the fires in LA, the way people come together. That is our innate identity. That's it. When you see someone or you experience someone that is being in a different way, that is not of love and not from a place of openness and what spiritual people will call love and light, which has been used and is also kind of a trigger word for some people now, which I understand. But when that energy though, that we can all connect to that, like how communities, we see them come together. We are meant to be like that all the time. Here for each other, with each other, of each other. That there is no separation between me and you, that we are sparks of the same sun or drops of the same ocean. We are all innately these things. And that's what I mean when I say the universal heartbeat, when we're able to it's not even about connecting to it, because you're never disconnected from it. It's about what is piled on top of me. Or I'm looking at a window right now, like what sort of dirt and grime and mess is on the window, because the window's there. Like, you can't do anything to have that window taken from you or given to you even. It's just what you are. And life experiences, stuff gets on the window, right? Like stuff gets packed on the window. Sometimes it's like feet thick of dirt and rocks sometimes, and like this fortress that is around this window, if you will. Metaphors eventually break down, but this understanding that it's what you are. It's what you are. The higher power isn't higher than you, or lower than you, or next to you. It's in you. It is you. You know, and when we remember this, it's like, oh yeah. You know, that feeling that you get, like maybe you were in LA, or maybe you've been in a place that has experienced like a really traumatic event, you know, whatever that is. Fire, hurricane, shootings. I mean, we have so many things that happen. Anything that really breaks a community down, you will watch that community find a way to come back together. And that is the universal heartbeat that I'm talking about. That is something that nobody can change. One more card. So what do you do with this? Like, this card's going to tell us what we do with this information. Peace. This is where your peace is. It's in the pause between your breaths. It's in you feel from your grandmother's kiss. That feeling of seenness, worthiness, belongingness, all of those feelings that innately every person, every human being wants to feel like they matter. I work with old people during the day. I'm sorry, old people, that's probably not the best way to say it. I work with elderly folks during the day. I say old, to me, old is like amazing, wise, meaningful, purpose. So when I say old, I don't mean like old in a bad way, but I recognize that old is, that word has connotations for people. I think our elderly are some of the most important people in our communities because they remind us kind of what humanity can do and also what we're capable of doing in the midst of it, and their stories. And that was a little tangent, sorry about that. But you know, I do spend a lot of time with people who are in their 80s, 90s, and even over 100, and they are reconnecting with that universal heartbeat and that remembrance of, and sometimes they're not. This is what I am apart from all these things. You know, people who are in the last decades of their life, last 5 years, last year of their life, you know, 6 months, few months, days, weeks, whatever. This connection to the universal heartbeat, that's what it's about. That's what it's about, that reconnection. And again, it's not even about connecting, because when you say I connect to something, then you're also having an understanding that you may also be disconnected from it. And you cannot be disconnected from this. It's what you are. It's what you are. And if there's anything in you that is coming up as a resistance to anything that I've said, and if you're still listening, just being curious about what that may be, what that voice is saying, and just being curious with where that voice may be coming from, how old it is, what's the tone. These are just ways that you can start to look at what comes up and alchemize it. One of my favorite YouTubers right now says that often. she's a channel for Source Consciousness that's called Zero, and she is just amazing and is really the reason that I'm doing this right now. The encouragement came from her to just show up here and to offer what I offer and to let it be what it is, because this message is going to find the people that it's meant to find. It's going to resonate, meaning it's going to feel, you're going to feel something listening to it if this message is for you. If you are meant to be on this journey that we are taking, that I have no idea where it's going. I'm just trusting to show up and to say what's on my heart for that day, and knowing that this is the path to my enlightenment. And that's the beauty of it. When we seek our own way, our own path, and when we're doing it from a place of truth and not trauma. That's something else she said today that I loved. A place from truth, not trauma. Oh my gosh. The openness that happens, the expansiveness that happens is so evident and so amazing. But there is some space, that takes time. And so if you're hearing that and you're like, yeah, I can't do that. Well, that's okay. Yes, you can. And you already know how. Everything you are looking for is already inside of you. And somewhere along the way, somebody told you not to trust yourself. Somebody told you that your inner voice was a nut job, or was delusional, or was not to be trusted. Were you taught that when you were a little girl? Because I was. And that is a product of our society. If you're listening to this from another country, this may not resonate with you, but being here, actually, I don't think that's true, because every developed nation has been colonized. We have been shown and pushed and forced in some ways to be on this rat race. This, like, you go to work at 9, you get off at 5, your kid goes to daycare, you have car insurance, health insurance, you pay cell phone bills, you go to college, you get a job. Like, all of these things that I was taught that we see are phasing out. And not only are they phasing out, they don't work anymore. So many of us are left like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I did all these things and I'm still lost. It's that heartbeat. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for yourself. You're looking for your own voice. Because, my dear, my voice and all the voices around you they're going to be voicing, right? They're going to be talking. And you may find that you get a lot out of that. Like, there may be something that I share, or, I watch people religiously because they inspire me. And there are people that are meant to inspire us and ignite and excite us and lead us and unpack us and, shift us in some way. But the shift that you are looking for is you. And the hardest thing for me right now is complicating it. Control, which is how I complicate it, by trying to control it. This is me not controlling it. And knowing that this message may find no one, and it may find everyone. And that trust in that whenever you're watching this, it's perfectly on time for you. And thank you for being here. So before we go, I just want to offer an energy clearing. I'm feeling led to do that right now. So if you can, just taking a moment to find your breath. And just placing your hands somewhere on your body. Just anywhere on your body, and don't overthink it. Like, if you thought knee, like, put your hand on your knee. Eyeball, like, don't overthink it. Just do whatever feels. If you don't feel like you want to put your hand anywhere on your body, then don't. Again, there's no right or wrong for this. There's no right or wrong. You can't do it wrong. Find your breath. And I want you to just feel into this moment. Just feel into this moment. Feel into this moment. Maybe that's feeling your feet on wherever they are, whatever surface they're touching. If they're not touching something, maybe bringing your feet down to a surface, to the ground, to the floor, to your floorboard if you're in your car, like wherever you are. And just taking a moment to scan your internal environment and just see if you can do that without judgment. Like, wow, I'm really like waiting for something, or I'm really having a hard time doing this, or my mind's going nuts, so I'm doing it wrong. Whatever it is, just allow it to be there. Hello thoughts. And just choose in this moment to focus on your breath. Allowing those thoughts to still be there. Maybe they're still rattling around. Maybe they're still really, really trying to get your attention. And instead of pushing them out, instead of saying, get out of my mind, which is our first gut reaction, been there, done that, still do it sometimes. Instead of that, seeing if maybe we can just create some space for whatever is coming up, literally whatever it is. Maybe it's a softness, maybe it's a stillness, maybe it is a vibration in the back of your heart space or in your throat chakra, or maybe you feel tingling in the top of your head, or maybe you feel nothing. Maybe that's something for you too. In fact, I know that it is. Trusting that whatever comes up is exactly what is meant to be here for you, and then just letting yourself be in that space for a minute. Like just giving yourself permission to just sit here and to just be with it. Just be with it. And seeing if you can not go with it, like allowing it to be there, coming back. Breathing in and breathing out. And knowing that as you're doing this, you are being supported. And in those moments when you're trying to do something like this and you're feeling that resistance, just call in that support that's there. Help. I need help. Can you help me with this? I promise you, and I believe without a doubt, and I know I would put my life on the line to know, because this is how much I believe this, that if you are coming, if you are at a place and you are in your stillness and you are seeking your truth, and there are things going on around you that are making that more difficult for you, i.e. your ego, there will be support to help you. There will be support to help you. All you have to do is ask for it and believe that it's there. That's literally it. So wherever you are, just being in that breath, being in that space, allowing those feelings, allowing those emotions to come up, to surface, to be there. And then maybe asking for, we call in, with your permission, I call in the angels and the guides of this being. I call in the angels and guides of this being. I call in the angels and guides of this being to show up, to be present, to be visible in a way that this person that you are speaking to right now can receive and hear and feel right now. That anything that is limiting or blocking would be removed, clean, clear, and delete. Clean, clear, and delete. Clean, clear, and delete. Clean, clear, and delete anything that is holding, that is grounding in a way that needs to be flowing, that it would be released. Layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, I release. Layer by layer by layer by layer, release, 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 release. You are held, you are captivated, you are pulled in, cocooned in love, held in this space that you have created for yourself. Do not fear the silence, my dear. The silence is speaking too. The silence is speaking to you. It's speaking to you. It's speaking to you. It's speaking to you. What is it saying? Remember, you're not alone. This is an identity, a calling, a beingness that cannot be given or taken away, because it's not something outside of you. It's something that you are. It's something that you are. You are meant to be here if you're still here. Thank you for listening to this video, and I pray that it gave you something. I know that it gave you exactly what you needed, and that you would consider subscribing to my channel and going on this journey with me. I don't know where we're going. I just know that I'm supposed to be here talking to you like this. And so it is, and so it is. May you remember today, if you don't remember anything else, that you are loved more than you can imagine. You are held, you are guided, you are perfect. Perfection. From the start. There's nothing you need to do to make it so. There's nothing you need to do to make it so, and there's nothing that you can do to make it not so. Love is what you are, even when you don't feel like it. So remember to create that space for yourself, even if it's the pause between your breaths. Or maybe come back here and see what else we have going on. I love you. Do you know that? I do. I do. I love everyone. And you can too, and you will. That is where we are going. That is where we are going. This world that you know, that I know, that we have grown up in, that maybe you're way older than me and you've been in for way longer, it is dying. And what is coming forth is this remembrance of our innate interconnectedness, that we are connected, all of us. And that's free, and always will be, as will this here on YouTube. Thank you. And so it is. Be well.